Mopreme Shakur, if you know, you know, Tupac's stepbrother. Get me? So yeah, this was uploaded 5 days ago on Piers Morgan Uncensored. So let's get into this. So the title of it is I don't think it'll come clean. Who killed Tupac? Oh, listen, I'm live streaming. I can't say these words. So I don't think it come clean. Who aimed Tupac? Mopreme Shakur on Diddy. Yeah, I don't think he'll necessarily come clean and say, "Oh, what he did it." That I don't think he'll be a confession like that. I could be wrong, but I think it could be a simple case of he's going to be put in a position where the evidence is clearly there that he can't deny it, but it's going to come up in trial. I don't think it's going to come up in because you think about it, you've got Keefe D's trial, then you have Diddy's trial. Diddy's trial is happening in on I think it's the 5th of March 2025. If you see my shorts, you have noticed, you will see that, blah, blah, blah. But let's just get into it. And yeah, TVDs is going on as we speak. So let's go.
Tupac, my brother, was king of the hill, top dog, king of rap. And with it comes a lot of jealousy.
Oh, wait, maybe I said this because he got Tupac killed.
That's pretty direct there from 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Wait. Piers Morgan. Nah. He unloaded that clip? What made him go with that clip? Maybe it's because 50 Cent has been letting people know for years about Diddy. It's like, it's about time.
Yes, it was.
You know, and I know, that everyone believes that Diddy was involved in both these shootings. That is what the streets have said for 27 years.
We all were familiar with all the rumors and stuff. I said, yeah, let me talk to him.
What did he say that day when he called you?
You know, I had my guys with me, Thug Life guys, and we heard what he had to say. He basically said he ain't have nothing to do with my brother's murder.
We don't talk about things that are nonsense.
Do you think he was lying?
Quite possibly, and it's kind of looking that way. Here we are 27, 28 years later. The theory involving him is quite high on the list. Our family, you know, we still suffer. He was all wrapped up, but he was still shaking the bed. He really wanted to tell me something. I'm assuming it was something that had to do with the hit.
I get the feeling quite strongly that you don't believe Diddy. I don't think you believe a word of it.
It seems like he got a whole bunch of power, like absolute power. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Hey, shout out to Carla. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. What's it? Absolute. How did it go again? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Something. It's not the same. I can't remember the tune. If I can watch it after. No, after this, it's more likely going to be the Daily Duppy with Conan. So stay subscribed for that. Make sure you watch. Stay on this live stream, should I say? And then maybe, just maybe, I'll do the reaction to that. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe over the weekend. But most certainly, that tune will be reloaded because a Carla tune is a cold tune. But anyway,
the crown.
What's your message to Sean Combs? Tupac Shakur was American hip-hop's brightest light until he was shot 4 times in a drive-by attack in 1996. His death shocked the world, and Tupac's legend has only grown since his murder, along with the fever speculation about who planned it, who ordered it, and who did it. For 27 years, it was one of America's highest-profile unsolved crimes, until finally, a year ago, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was charged. He'd bragged about being inside the Cadillac from which the fatal shots were fired, albeit not by him, and awaits trial as the last surviving suspect. But there are many unanswered questions and a tank.
You see, what did I say at the start of? What did I say at the start? I literally told you about Keefe D, and now here Piers Morgan is mentioning it. You know what I mean? It's actually quite sad when I think about it. Like, I don't even want to think about it too tough. It's just one of those things there where you see in life. It's like I don't want to. It's so. Do you know what it is? It's like. I just don't understand. No, I do understand. It's like, anyway, let's get into it. Like, all I wanted to say was how, yeah, when someone has that much power, and there's still mystery going on behind the situation. You know what I'm saying? That this whole situation with Tupac and Biggie, and you telling me it's still a mystery? Nah, that there's someone. Anyway, I just wish Suge Knight would. My personal feeling is Suge Knight should speak because he was in that car. He saw who was there. I get it. Maybe Suge Knight is actually shook night. He's shook at night, basically. And I'm guessing if he opens his mouth and says something, maybe that we know. Anyway, I can't even go too deep into certain things, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Tangled web of claims embroidering notorious figures and an infamous East Coast-West Coast gang rivalry. Many people speculate that
Whoa. No. There was no East Coast versus West Coast gang rivalry. There wasn't, okay? There just wasn't. It was a case of that was all orchestrated. Even Tupac said there's no East Coast versus West Coast. Anyway, there was no such thing. I could go into a whole different subject, a whole different interview that I can actually genuinely, ironically, Tupac's cousin actually details everything. So, yeah.
this web entangles P. Diddy. Sean Combs is, of course, facing trial on a battery of charges, including sex trafficking and racketeering. With his alleged crimes under the spotlight, members of Tupac's family this week hired an investigator to examine the links between Diddy and the murder. And joining me now is Tupac Shakur's brother, Mopreme. Well, Mopreme, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I don't know what time it is there.
It's like early evening in the UK. Are you in LA?
Currently. Yeah. Shout out to all of my people across the pond.
Well, it's great to have you here on Uncensored. Be very keen to talk to you because obviously a lot has happened to P. Diddy in recent weeks. He's now languishing in prison. Let me start first of all, your reaction to what's happened to him.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to those who are watching right now. Thanks for your support. Just continue to watch. Trust me, good things are coming. More streams are coming. But yeah, let's get back into this video. I'm just glad that Mopreme Shakur is on here talking. That's one thing. Because we obviously hearing that the family is now getting a full-on investigation of was this monster Sean Combs involved? What is his involvement? Do you see what I mean? And obviously, if they find out something, obviously that's going to be added on the list of charges he already has. It's like every week there's a new charge. Every week makes you think. I don't want to go too deep anyway. When the trial happens, it happens.
My reaction is that it's a mess. And which I have nothing to do with, but I wanted to make it clear that the family is pursuing an investigation into my brother's death. Wherever the investigation leads, that's where it leads. It is not about that guy specifically. It's about justice for my brother.
That makes sense why you said that.
You were Tupac's older stepbrother. And I want to, just for the benefit of viewers who may not be familiar with your brother, with what happened, with the rivalry, and obviously his subsequent murder, just very quickly paint me a picture of how all this happened.
Well,
he wants to paint a picture of how it all happened. You said, let's hear what Mopreme's got to say.
for many years, you know, as far as the hip hop rap world goes, you know, Tupac, my brother, was king of the hill, top dog, king of rap. And with it comes a lot of envy, jealousy, and, you know, all types of things. And all I can make of it is there were groups of people who were jealous and envious and full of hate.
There were two
He
shootings.
was. I've seen interviews with Mopreme before, yeah, and trust me, he's being very careful with his words, and he's smart by it. Cause, and even now, I feel like I need to be careful. But it's like at the end of the day, let's make one thing clear, and it's. I'll probably do like a YouTube short on it for another time, yeah. But basically, Diddy, aka Sean Combs, aka we know all his nicknames, yeah. He was a federal informant. It's also a known fact that the FBI were watching Tupac. They were also watching Biggie as well. But anyway, question. I'll leave it at that. And they were watching Tupac at the time of the situation happened in '96. Even the situation happened in '94. But and we know, or I don't know if you do know, if you did watch the live stream last time, and I did mention I watched the documentary or a sort of a documentary with Janice Combs, which is Sean Combs' mom. Like did mention that Melvin Combs was a federal informant as well. But so like father like son. But he didn't go out the same way. Anyway, well, let me not. Yeah, I don't want to say too much.
Shootings involving a brother. One he survived, one he sadly did not survive. There was this whole East Coast, West Coast war. There have been books about this, documentary films about this.
War. Dude, does he even know what a war is? Yeah, he had low key. He had low key on his show explaining what was going on in. I won't say too much because we know how the algorithms can be, where they can more or less like put you in the shadows, basically. So I'm gonna be careful with my words here. But come on, it wasn't an East Coast versus West Coast beef. I mean, war. It wasn't none of that. It may seem like it was. You got to remember, he was born on the East Coast. His first rap name was MC New York. And he still was rapping with he still was rapping with New York MCs as well. Come on, relax yourself. He just had a situation with Diddy and with Biggie, but he also had a situation with people that had a situation with him. That's how simple you will put it. You understand? Anyway.
Dramatized movies about this. Do you think we know?
Look at Mopreme. I can see it in his eyes. He's like, I want to say the N word so bad, but it's obviously YouTube and that. But like, he's like, what are you talking about? Like, shut up.
Investigation into what happened to your brother. Do you think there are still a lot of unanswered questions?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been an ongoing mystery for 27 years. You know, with the arrest in Vegas, there was a break. There was an opportunity to get closer to the truth. This is ongoing business for us. My Mama Faney pursued an investigation early on, soon after his murder. in which nothing came of it. So we were left with no answers. No answers for 27 years. Now we might have an opportunity to get some answers.
The first time that Tupac was shot, where were you and how did you hear about that? And what was your feeling instinctively about who may have been behind it?
When Pac got shot the first time, I was in Atlanta. I was worried about him because he did, he rocked a lot of jewelry. We like jewelry, rocked a lot of jewelry, but New York is notoriously known for being a home of the stick-up kid. And I advised him not to, be out there like that. And
No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I really dislike this theory. I'm not saying it's because he got robbed. I dislike that theory because there's a lot of unanswered questions. Let's think about it this way. The people, these are just the questions I have in mind, right? The people he went into Quad Studios with, right? Did they get shot at? Did they receive a bullet? Did they also get robbed? And then another question I have in mind is, the jewelry that they robbed from Tupac, how comes Biggie was rocking it like a few months later or whatever? All I'm saying that, like, Little C's, if you can get this to Little C's, let him answer that question. Because he's the only one that technically was there. In terms of the whole, beyond the Biggie side situation. Maybe he knows. That's what I'm trying to say, because the connection, this is the other thing, the connection between, because obviously Biggie and Tupac were friends before then, but also the connection, one of the persons that walked into the studio or was in Quad Studios in the entrance or the elevator with Tupac, I don't know, I think there was someone else as well, but one name that's always sticking out is Stretch. This is why, if Ed Lover's watching this, or if you don't know, make sure he watches this. Just share it with him on his page so he can see this, because no one's hating. But it's not saying that Ed Lover's a hater. It's just logic. If Stretch is friends with Biggie, but also friends with Tupac, but he never got shot, he never got robbed, does it take an Elon Musk rocket scientist, like a humanoid robot, to flipping come to conclusion to have that logic to answer that, to have these questions in mind? I'm just saying. Anyway, let's just keep it moving.
So I thought that it might just have been a robbery for his possessions, and it seems like there was more to it.
Okay, see?
We felt that, but we also felt that Pac was safe in New York because we are from New York, and we had a lot of friends and allies there at the time that we felt would look out for Pac. So, we were quite confused.
We've got a clip of Tupac talking about the potential involvement of Diddy, or Puff Daddy as he was at the time, in that shooting, that first shooting. Let's take a look.
I think Puffy was involved in the shooting.
Only they can answer that question. Right. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. Right. I wouldn't say things that I knew, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows.
When you watch that, do you think he was basically saying...
I know I keep pausing it, but I just clocked something. Vibe Magazine are one of the people who are responsible for inciting the East Coast versus West Coast. That's what I'm saying. It's because of their magazine at the front, it said East Coast versus West Coast. they're one of the main reasons why. But anyway, let's keep moving.
Saying he did think that Diddy was involved, but didn't want to say so publicly.
He did say publicly, though.
Pac had suspicions of what had happened. But you know the saying, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And we've been, stuck in that position for quite some time, trying to get to a place where we can prove what actually happened.
But is your belief now that Diddy may have been involved in that first shooting?
I don't know, Pierce. I don't know. Thus the investigation. None of us know. This is the best way for us to get some answers, to have an actual investigation into his murder, regardless of who was responsible or the who's that were responsible. And each incident involved multiple people, planning, coordination, and we just been trying to get to the bottom of it for a long time.
But the reason there's so much speculation raging even today is that they were big rivals and there was a genuine, very bad feud, right?
It didn't start out that way. It didn't start out as rivals. That's why it's confusing. Pac was the big dog. At one time, we had plans to work with Big. Big was on one of the first outlaw records, Running from the Police. It didn't start out that way. That's why.
Okay. Do you know what's interesting? Because when I've heard that song on the Tupac Revolution album, this is after they have unfortunately passed away, like years after, and it's like the way it's put together is like, I thought the way it was put together is just, I don't explain it, but like I thought it was put together just like for the sake of it. But now that he said that, it kind of makes sense, because even when you look at the timeline of when they were friends, and you look at the timeline of when Biggie used the ad-libs, baby, baby, that's not his ad-lib. That's Tupac's ad-lib. And then when you look at when Tupac said, it's all about Versace, you copied my style. It was Tupac that was rocking Versace. Man even went to Italy and modeled Versace. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I remember he said, remember when I used to let you sleep on my couch. I think that was the line before. Anyway, but if you know about the song, hit him up. Like, you know about the song. So we know that, let's just say this. I have faith that Tupac was talking the truth. Let's keep it all up like that.
We were all confused when Pac got touched in New York.
You must have talked to your brother about that. Did he confide in you any more thoughts about it?
He did, but you know how this game go. Until you could actually prove it, you can't hop out there and say it. So Pac made it very clear of his suspicions.
But also, you have to admit as well, that Tupac in the song Against All Odds, he also does reference, I think he referenced Jimmy Henchman. I'll see if I can find the lyrics. He mentions Jimmy Henchman, and he mentions Haitian Jack, and he mentions that they're informants. Do you know the irony of that? Who else did I mention as an informant, a federal informant? And if you look at the case that he was going through, there's so many holes, not holes, there's so many things that are obvious. It's like, there's some things that are obvious, like so obviously glaring in your face, and you just don't know. Or not like you just don't know, it's like but you can't speak of it. But it's like, or you spoke of it, but no one else is believing. I don't know how to explain it. That's what it feels like with this whole Tupac situation. It's like people know. People have been talking for years. People saying Diddy was involved. People saying Ace and Jack and Jimmy Henchman and them man they were involved. You see what I mean? Even 50 Cent calls Jimmy Henchman Jimmy the Rat. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So if that anyway, I'm gonna try to find the lyrics there. I know. Hang on, let me find the lyrics. Let me find the lyrics. Let me find the lyrics. Give me a second. Let's find this. So I think it's the song Against All Odds, yeah. Against All Odds lyrics. Not Phil Collins, not Mariah Carey and Westlife. So yeah, like where is it? He says it here. Where is it? Wait, he this De La Soul? Wait. Hey, Tupac this De La Soul. I didn't realize that. Okay. Now it makes sense to why most East Coast rappers don't really like Tupac that much these days. Not these days, but like, okay, here we go. Okay, so as far as Puffy goes, he says, Puffy, let's be honest, you were well, listen, let me get into that right now. That's not who I wanna there you go. So he goes, I heard he was a light-skinned stocky with an Asian accent, jewelry, fast cars, and he's known for flashing. Say his name. Listen, while I take you back and lace this rap, a real-life tale about a snitch named Haitian Jack. Knew he was working for the feds. Same crime, different trials. N-word picture what he said. And did I mention, promise to pay you back. Jimmy Henchman in due time. I know you a beat and is listening. The world is mine. Set me up, wet me up. N-word stuck me up. Heard the guns bust. I don't know if I can say guns. Heard the G's bust, but you tricks never shut me up. So Tupac knew. Now the question is, was Jimmy Henchman and Haitian Jack, was they friends with Diddy? Yes, they was. I rest my case.
His instincts and we're trying to find which direction was the right direction to go in for this investigation.
Do you believe?
Also, I want to know is were they friends with Stretch? That's another thing, or because they're always your closest person to you, always.
The two shootings were absolutely linked. That the same people were behind both.
Well, that's what we're trying to find out.
I can't say I can't speak of any absolutes, Piers.
Yeah.
No, is that your gut feeling?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
It is, but you can't say it. You see what I'm saying?
Really?
Because it couldn't. Like, you think about it. Like, you got to think about it. If he says, "Yeah, that's my absolute gut feeling," then it's like a biasness to what? Not a biasness. It's hard to explain, but it's like you got to let the investigation do its due process. Do you see what I'm trying to say? You got to trust who's doing the investigation process to do their job. Because at the end of the day, like I'll be real with you. See how life works, yeah? Eventually, the truth just comes out anyway. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Especially when it's something like evil and negative like this, the truth always comes out, and justice also prevails.
I said I'm not sure.
No, I heard you. I just wondered whether that is really the case, or you're just reticent to say so.
I wasn't there at either incident. So that makes it very difficult for me to be, sure about anything.
Did you?
It's been 27 years, all kind of suspicions, all kind of, but until we could actually prove something, and it's hard. I'm not a cop. I'm not an investigator. So we are going to the people who know how to get these answers.
50 Cent went on stage last year and said this. Let's take a look.
I hate when they leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that? You saw that clip? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that kind of shit. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the shit I'm saying. I said crazy shit on my mouth for no reason. Oh wait, maybe I said that shit about Puffy because he got Tupac killed.
Hey, 50 Cent is not a real person. 50 Cent is not a real person. Oh man, do you know what? It's the irony of it, of him saying it is obviously he's always had these discrepancies with Diddy anyway, but it's a thing of even Eminem has said when he was dissing MGK and he said something on the lines of you will make a hit when this is not word for word, by the way, but yeah, you will make a hit when Diddy confesses that he put out the hit that got Tupac, emmed, basically. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And then Eminem's like, just joking. But you know what they say about jokes, right?
I mean, that was pretty direct there from 50 Cent.
Was it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Fifth is from, me and him actually from the same neighborhood, Southside Jamaica. He a Queens dude. We from Queens, and he's from New York. So certain people are privy to information, and we're just trying to get some confirmation on these suspicions. Everybody's got a theory, and we're wading through the theories.
Let me ask you a different. Let me ask you a different way, Mopreme, because I think I understand why you're being cautious. I understand why you're hiding. Not hiding, but you're using the investigation as a reason.
I'm right here.
I don't mean hiding.
You're hiding. I'm right here.
I'll take back the word hiding, but why you're reticent again about potentially saying what is really on your mind. Because and I know, that everyone believes that Diddy was involved in both these shootings and had a direct involvement in your brother's death. That is what the streets have said for 27 years. That's why 50 Cent said it. That's why Eminem has said similar stuff.
Chris Morgan was talking to the streets. Hey, big up my skin up. I'm playing. And let's go.
What's interesting to me about your involvement in this is that Diddy actually called you after an LA Times article in 2008 alleging he'd been involved in your brother's death. What did he say that day when he called you?
He was in town. He was in LA at the time. He was on the radio. He asked a local DJ that we all know, Big Boy, to reach out to me
Big
because he
boy.
wanted to
Hey, shout
speak
out
to
Big
me
Boy in the
about something.
neighborhood.
This is a few years after Pac's murder, and you know, we all were familiar with all the rumors and stuff. I said, yeah, let me talk to him. So he called me, and you know, I have my guys with me, Thug Life guys, and we heard what he had to say. He basically said he ain't have nothing to do with my brother's murder.
Just so if you
And
don't know what Thug Life is the hate you give little infants if you what's it? The hate you give little infants F's everyone basically. And as much as Tupac obviously gets credit for that acronym or for that Thug Life, it's actually Mopreme Shakur's dad, that came up with that acronym. Tupac has mentioned it before, so it's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? He's mentioned it that it's Mutulu Shakur that came up with it. Yeah, may he rest in peace. But yeah, man, both of them, Mutulu
I
Shakur
told him the
and
truth is
Tupac.
still yet to come out, so we're gonna see. Here we are 27, 28 years later. There looks like there's some doubt in that statement. So, thus, you know, along with all the other suspicions that people have, you know, it was time for it to be investigated.
In a statement at the time, Diddy declared, "This story is a lie," the LA Times story. "Neither I nor the late Notorious had any knowledge of any attack on Tupac before, during, or after it happened." Do you think that was a statement?
My opinion is that I don't believe it was 100% honest statement. So again, got to find out what's true and what's false, what's real and what's fake.
When you think about it, the statement that Diddy made in response to the whole lawsuit from Cassie, you see what I mean? And then lawsuits after Cassie, should I say? He was there saying that it's not true. People are trying to take my money, blah blah blah. Turns out, hey, that statement was a lie. People are not after your money like that. If anything, they are due compensation for the things that you put them through, and they're due actual justice. But anyway,
Do you think he was lying?
Quite possibly, and it's kind of looking that way, in my opinion.
It seems to me your opinion is that Diddy absolutely has something to do with your brother's death.
that's not what he said.
I never said that.
Exactly.
I never said that.
Don't put words into his mouth.
And this is why
No, Diddy.
it needs to be looked into. A lot of people have suspicions about multiple people. Again, in both attacks involve multiple people. Both attacks involve multiple people. And it's about figuring out who's who.
Would you be comfortable saying that you believe Diddy had nothing to do with it?
No, I wouldn't be comfortable saying that because I don't know.
Exactly.
If you look at all the theories, the theory involving him is quite high on the list.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're going to see. Like I told him, we going to see.
Why do you think there is so much suspicion around Diddy's involvement in Tupac's killing?
Kind of question be that? Seriously, what kind of question is that? Because look, anyway, I won't be going too deep. Let's keep moving.
Because of the relationship, our relationship in the early days, how the relationship soured the climate of the hip hop world at the time, the so-called East Coast, West Coast beef. There's a whole lot of reasons.
So cool. You see how he's like,
And, you know,
anyway.
us, my brother and I, our movement, we were at the top of the game, and they were right behind us. So, you know, heavy is the head that wears the crown. People always want to are after the person that's on top. So there's a lot of reasons to have these theories and suspicions, and they just need to be vetted and fully vetted and figure out what's what. My family is still suffering fallout from the assassination of my brother's murder. You know, which nobody really cares about us. Me, my sister, you know, my brothers, and, you know, our family, you know, we still suffer. So, you know, the struggle continues on finding out the truth.
Where were you when you heard that your brother had been killed, and how did you?
Oh wow! I actually hear sirens as they're talking about this particular subject.
Find out.
I had found out he got shot. I was at my house in California, in Palmdale. I got a call from my homie Big Psych, and he told me what had happened, and then I drove out to Vegas within hours to be with him.
Did you manage to see him before he actually died?
Yes, I got to see him before he actually passed at the hospital in Vegas. You know, a lot of family, a lot of loved ones was there. We proceeded to set up some security around the hospital, and I left.
That's interesting. I've never seen Piers Morgan cough on a fit like, you know what it is? Because obviously I coughed. I'm like, rah, I'm a professional, but I ain't a professional like that. You know what I'm saying? But raw, okay.
I left like I had my newborn daughter with me, so I had to go back home and take care of her. And by the time I got back to LA, they said that he had passed away.
Damn, man.
So I thought he was going to make it. He's a strong dude, but he did not.
You've suggested before that you felt he was trying to say something to you before he died.
Yeah. He, we had been in the business together since day one. I could tell when he was really trying to express something and tell me something. His eyes were big as saucers. He had tubes in his mouth. He was all wrapped up, but he was still shaking the bed. He really wanted to tell me something, but he couldn't speak. You know. And yes, I often wonder what he was trying to tell me, but I don't know. I'm assuming it was something that had to do with the hit. But it's another one of them unanswered questions.
Have people told you directly who you think may know who they think did this?
People often want to share their suspicions and thoughts with me about it. It's a lot to think about. My brother was loved and admired and adored by many people, you know, because really the fans been begging and asking for the truth. The fans want these answers as well.
More important, family needed.
And my brother was quite prolific. He dealt with a lot of different people. He talked to people across all of course, across all lanes of, all occupations, different kinds of artists. He he touched a lot of people. He knew a lot of people, so a lot of people had a lot of theories. He also pissed a lot of people off. I'm not denying that, but
How did you feel about the arrest of Dwayne Davis last year?
I felt I was shocked that there was arrest after 27 years. I was real curious why now. Why only him?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
There's a lot of
Because it's like in these interviews, in his proffer agreement as well, he's mentioned Diddy so many times. So the question is, why just him? So I feel like, and I could be wrong, I think I feel like there's a lot of evidence tying Sean Combs to Diddy's situation and Biggie's situation. Yeah. And the only reason why I say that is because you got to think when this arrest happened with Dwayne Davis, actually, KVD, it's like when that arrest happened, was it like it never made like headline news the way that it's supposed to have made headline news? Do you get it? Like, think about it. You arrest someone that is in the connection of the M of Tupac Shakur, one of the unsolved mysteries in how many decades in America in general. So you're telling me that wasn't a headline, and Tupac is one of the biggest rappers in the world, even after he's passing, he's like the biggest, most influential rapper of all time. Let's keep that all in 100. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, yo, why did that not make headline news the way that's supposed to? You see when Diddy's house got raided. You see when even before then with the lawsuit with Cassie, that made headline news. Everyone was talking about it. Till this day, people are now consistently talking about the whole Diddy situation to the point where, if I'm honest, I'm sick of it. But obviously, a content creator, I've got to consistently post about it and be curious and make sure I line up everything directly to give you the right information and not give you no misinformation. So my thing is, you have to think why, like, I don't know, it's hard. And he was a federal informant. There's people that are that federal informant that do crimes and they get away with doing the crimes because they're a federal informant. Anyway.
a lot of questions I had.
Anyway, make sure you subscribe.
Which
like,
a lot of
comment.
It didn't make a lot of sense to me, being that it had been so long and these individuals had been known about for quite some time. So I was quite confused. This is out of Las Vegas PD. I hadn't heard from them. I don't think anybody from the family really heard from them and had heard from them in years. So, there's some factors moving things that we didn't know about. So there's a lot of curiosity.
The KVD has alleged that Diddy orchestrated and paid $1 million for the assassination of your brother. He's made that allegation in a book, in social media interviews, in a secret police interview with the LAPD.
That shouldn't have been.
What do you make of that?
That's not a secret. That was put in a documentary, which is so ironic because technically that's illegal, right? So Craig Aiden, you didn't solve the murder of Tupac. You didn't solve the M of Tupac Shakur. I mean, and I'm saying, I'll keep that way 100 because that is illegal. But at least it's on tape, so I give him that credit.
I've heard all these things too. And now it has to be determined what's true, what's not, what's exaggeration, what's hyperbole, what's, what's what. And who all was involved, because he's the only one sitting in jail right now. By all accounts, New York and Las Vegas, groups of people were involved, 3 or more in each case. So, what about everybody else?
Diddy's longtime West Coast sparring partner, Suge Knight, tweeted from jail, "Justice for Tupac is coming. Keefe D and now."
So Suge Knight got his account back on Twitter or whatever social media platform they're talking about, because he did say it was hacked by Reggie Wright Jr., who also was involved. From my perspective, from the timeline I'm seeing, he's in connection. I won't even say too much. I just feel like he's also involved. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again.
Now Diddy. That was pretty unambiguous.
Yeah, like I said, Pierce, is it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So that's the point where we're at right now. A lot of people
it's what you can prove.
Think it's
That's
him.
what I'm getting from this interview.
A lot of people have other theories, and it all has to be vetted. This is 27, 28 years of rumors as well. You know what I mean? So hopefully we'll get some justice.
It's believed that your family believe that Keefe D's nephew, Orlando Anderson, who's now dead, actually pulled the trigger to kill Diddy, that Keefe D acquired the gun, Orlando shot it, and that Diddy ordered the hit. That is the, I believe, the belief from your family.
Piers, how do you know that? Why don't you just ask, what is the belief from your family? Why don't you just ask that question? Don't put words into his mouth, unless you're saying you heard that from somewhere else. Come on, man. It's supposed to be
Is that an accurate assessment of where you all think the main suspicion should lie?
That's the theory. That's the theory. And if that's the theory, other moves should have been made legally before by law enforcement, which were not. This is if Keefe was in the car, why wasn't he arrested then? So I'm not a cop. I'm not a detective, investigator.
Also, you gotta remember, if Orlando was if Orlando Anderson was the person who pulled the trigger, let's think about this logically. Can you pull a trigger with a broken arm? Like stretch over like that? Because remember, you only have there was only most probably like a few seconds, if that. So let's keep that. And if you look at the lining of it, like that seemed like it was a professional hit. I'm not an expert, but if you look at the damage of the car, it looked like it was a professional hit. They looked like they knew exactly where to shoot and how to shoot. Orlando Anderson is what? I don't know how old he was at the time, but he was very young. You're telling me that he had that level of expert training, also with a broken arm from the scuffle he had with Tupac and the ref and all those men them there? I don't think so. Things don't add up. If you really want to know who I think pulled the trigger, it's the same people who also pulled the trigger when it came to the Biggie situation. I'll just say that.
Unless I see it with my own eyes, it's hard to say. So that was a theory, and it was pursued legally, and I think Mama Fanny lost in court. So what's that telling us? That she's wrong? And if she's wrong, we're left with no answers. Until 27 years later. Here's another opportunity to possibly get some answers.
Diddy himself appeared on the Breakfast Club Power in April 2016 with Charlemagne the God, who asked him about a documentary that alleged he was involved in
Come
Tupac's
on, don't
murder.
get these.
I think we got a clip
I
of
do a
this.
DJ Envy and
Now, it was the
Anthony at the
documentary
time.
that claimed,
They were
which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense.
they blowing up
my
the
brother.
Breakfast Club?
So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect. But I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah. No, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Language is very telling.
Do you think it's nonsense?
Yo, we gonna see. Just like I told him, we gonna see. People say a lot of things that are often not true, or often deception, or often designed to throw people off the trail. So we gonna see. I'm not saying nothing until this investigation is over, and then we'll see what it is. But everybody knows the suspicions. Everybody knows the theories. He could say that all he want to, but people, especially now, are thinking that it might be possible. We're gonna see.
I get the feeling quite strong.
I get the feeling quite strongly that I should come back to this.
SMMA. If you're serious about making money online, then you need to learn to...
That you don't believe Diddy when he's denied any involvement to you. I don't think you believe him when he says it's nonsense on the Breakfast Club interview, or when he issued that statement about the LA Times article. I don't think you believe a word of it. And I think that part of you, and correct me if I'm wrong, now that Diddy is in a prison cell and is facing the full arm of the law on very serious charges, that may be the catalyst for why you as a family have decided to really up the legal ante now. Would that be an accurate assessment of where we are?
No, we have nothing to do with his current situation with the sex trafficking. I have nothing to do with none of that. None of that. Our issues were prior to that. The fact is, Keefe D dude got arrested. He's a known associate of Combs. That's just the fact. So, Stevie Wonder can see that.
Do you see what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder can see that. But there are some people that say that Stevie Wonder can see. But you know how some people have strong senses when when you lose one sense or you don't have one particular sense. Do you know what I mean? It's easy, it enhances your other senses. So I can see why some people be like, oh yeah, you can see. You know what I mean? But anyway, but on some serious level, like I do believe if they arrested Keith, they've obviously got Keefe D. He's arrested. He's doing his trial, and he's mentioned that Sean Combs before. They mentioned the whole situation. You know what I mean? Like, so it only makes sense to investigate thoroughly and see what the connections are with Diddy. But I don't think it's just centered around Diddy. It's just centered around, okay, both of these guys are now locked up. Yeah? Both of them. So now let's try and get this full investigation. Even if Sean Combs wasn't arrested, which I'm glad he is, and you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if he wasn't arrested, an investigation still would have went ahead anyway. That's what I generally believe. But what do you believe? Leave your answer in the comment section below. But let's keep it moving.
Right. Well, exactly. That's really the point, isn't it? That if
it ain't our fault,
If a known associate of Sean Combs has been arrested and is facing charges of first-degree murder, that would suggest that Diddy was involved, wouldn't it?
That would suggest that it should be investigated.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That suggests that it should be looked into. along with all the other theories. You know.
Would you say it's the most likely theory, Mopreme, of all the theories you've heard?
Most likely, between the few theories, it's high on the list.
How do you think you're going to get to the truth? I know you've hired a lawyer, Alex Spiro, very well-known, aggressive lawyer.
The irony of that name there, is the fact of Alex Spiro is also Jay-Z's lawyer, and he's the one that issued that message to Piers Morgan's team and said, yo, remove that. You hear me, blood? Yo, this is old. Remove that, bruv. What do you mean you're putting up this defamation against our client? If you don't remove it, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get sued. And it's not that Piers Morgan will just get sued. It will be, I believe it's Fox News, Rupert Murdoch. That's serious. Like, those people can get sued. That's major. That's more than this money. That's a lot of damage that can be done to media in general. Like, if you think about mainstream media, the majority of mainstream media is owned by Rupert Murdoch. It's no secret. It's no secret. Like, I'll repeat, even newspapers, but listen, it's no secret. So that's what I'm saying to you. Some people are like, oh, why didn't they go after Jaguar White? Why didn't they sue her? Nah, Jaguar White is not, no disrespect to her. She doesn't have it like that. And it's not even about suing for money. It's about, there's a lot of things that go into play. You get it? There's it's, the best way I can explain it is, if you've got a platform to push out a narrative and you're pushing out a false narrative about someone, and they have the resources to be like, you know what, Rav, we're not having that. Yes, that may seem controlling, which it is when you think about it in a way, but at the same time, if you have an image to protect and you know that's a lie, sue. And some people be like, oh, it's too late. It's too late. Everyone's seen it now. Yeah, everyone's seen it, but it's the principle that matters. You get it? It's the principle that matters. I'm not saying Jay-Z and Beyonce are like haven't done wrong in their life. Every human in this world has done some level of wrong. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Well, regardless of what the intentions are, I'm not God, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, when you think about the time of it, yes, Jaguar White was saying this for years, maybe not even just for years. Oh yeah, for years. But even before, I remember she was backing Jay-Z, saying Jay-Z's not involved. He's helped me a lot. Like, I remember that. I remember her. I remember that. So that's why I was confused. Like, how come you're backtracking now? Why you know? But listen, I just say this: if you've got any evidence of someone doing something illegal, something immoral, get me, then, and you feel brave enough, don't go to social media and talk about it. That's one thing. Yes, it's good to expose certain things. I get it, but I say go to certain authorities that can go help, get those people arrested, charged, convicted, all that stuff there, and then also try and, if you can, help the victims involved get healing and get justice. That's what you should do. That's as simple as it's going to get. But let's keep it moving.
Is this part of a concerted effort now to actually get to the truth? And how do you think that will emerge?
Yes, this is a concerted effort to get to the truth of my brother's murder, wherever it may lead. wherever it may lead. You know what they say: innocent until proven guilty. Okay, so we're at that point trying to prove things, trying to prove our theories, either prove them or disprove them, and stop them from cluttering the information pool.
But why make the move this week?
Because it's necessary.
That's what's so interesting. We announced, Quinn Emanuel announced a few months ago. That's why it's interesting that it's resurfacing.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? A few months ago, this, obviously we were live streaming, but if you're watching on a replay, this was released basically 6 days ago, or 7 days, or 6, I don't even know. It was released some time ago, right? In October. Diddy got arrested in September. So the point I said it, they clearly were going to investigate regardless of whether Diddy was going to be arrested or not. Like, it was going to happen, especially with Keefe D being arrested and, you know, like on trial at the moment. It was going to happen. Because you can't, like, because having just one person arrested is, all right, cool. That's all right. But there's many people involved. The names I believe are involved, you're going to be like, oh, that can't be true. But I'll just say this. If you continue to subscribe to this channel, subscribe to and follow my other social media platforms, you will see, I'm not going to say it outlandishly like that, but I'm going to give you the evidence to why it's leading towards that. Obviously, get me, but I'll just, that's, you know.
I guess it's because of Combs' current situation, but that relationship been there for 20 years with Keith. So, you know, it's not new. Since the arrest, you know, like I said, since the arrest, it's given us the opportunity to pursue the truth and answers.
What's your view of P. Diddy, of Sean Combs? What do you think of him personally?
Damn, man.
I don't. I don't. Until recently.
He's about to say, I don't like him. Hey, if you ask Tupac that question, Tupac be like, I don't like them. Get me? Like, he will say it like outlandishly, like, I don't like that. Like, he will go off. I'm telling you, he would go off. He would go off. He would go off. Like, I don't like him. He's this, he's that. This is what he's done. Anyway, listen. All jokes aside, though, for real, like Mopreme's holding back clearly, and that's a sign of maturity. Maybe had Tupac lived, right, longer to the age he would have been at in 2024, yeah, maybe he would be more calmer. I don't even know, because there is a calm side to Tupac, but it's like, yo, if he doesn't like someone, you can tell straight away from the moment he said that. Yeah. Anyway.
It's just a shame. It's just a shame. The brother obviously has some skills and some talent, but when my brother passed away, it seems like he got a whole bunch of power, like absolute power, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So,
oh yeah, I got to do that Okada reaction, don't I?
We gonna see. We gonna see.
Do you think he either is or became a bad person?
He named his record.
See, I don't have too much personal experience with him. It's around people that I know. I knew Biggie personally, you know what I mean? And his interactions with them and other people is the only way I can really judge him, and by our conversation. And, you know, I don't think the best of the dude, but I don't have no proof. So we're going to see.
If he happens to watch this interview, what's your message to Sean Combs, to Diddy?
Same thing it was, 20 years ago. You know, we gonna see. We gonna see. Because he reached out to me personally to, you know, give his denial or his position. And, you know, things look different at this point. So we're gonna see.
For real, though.
You don't believe those denials, do you, Mopreme?
I have my doubts. I have my doubts.
If he did order this hit on your brother, and he's now sitting in that prison cell, would you urge him to come clean?
I don't think that he will. I wouldn't urge him to come clean because I don't think that he will. But if the proof is there,
that's what matters.
That'll satisfy me.
It's true.
We find the truth.
The truth is what matters. It doesn't matter if they confess it or not. What matters is if the evidence is clear that, you know, like, look, if the evidence is clear, what else is there to it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you think about it, all the connections do lead towards Tupac. And let's put it this way: in 1994, when Tupac got shot at Quad Studios, guess who was more or less associated? Now, obviously, I don't have full-on proof, but if Tupac could say he knows Puff, knows someone, do you know what I'm saying? Come on. And then if you're saying, like, to me, it's just, some things are just too obvious. Do you get it? Like, it's just too obvious. But then how do you prove something of this magnitude? Do you see it? How do you prove it? Like, what, after these many years, what is going to be needed to prove it? Leave your answer to the comment section below, because I'm interested to know. Because, like, I'm gonna give you a little nugget here, yeah? You see, when it comes to actually, you know what? We'll do it in another live stream, but basically, there are certain things that certain people are involved with that are connected to, and do you see what I mean? Like, things about life, yeah, let's put it this way, like I said, yeah, I can't even go too deep right now, I'll be real.
The proof satisfy me because I don't expect he will quote unquote come clean.
But if he did feel that way inclined, would you like him to be honest?
We all want him to be honest. Come on, man.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be great to put a lot of things to rest. Explain the reasoning. Was it fear? Was it, you know, money? Was it business? It could be all types of reasons, but it would be good. It would be good to know.
Mopreme, it's been a fascinating interview. I completely understand why you are careful in the way you answer these questions.
You see, he picked up as well. Extremely careful.
30-odd minutes will draw the same conclusion that I do, which is that you absolutely believe Diddy has something to do with your brother's murder, and you want the truth to prevail.
No, he doesn't believe that.
You said it, not me, Piers. That's your opinion, and I must be very careful. You know, this is a sensitive topic, sensitive subjects, and I wanted your audience and my fans across the pond to have some quality information. A lot of people love, respect, and care for my brother and for us as Shakurs. We are international family. We've influenced people around the world.
That's facts.
And Pac wasn't a throwaway. Pac wasn't expendable. He was important. He was special. He was the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Rapper.
Even if you had issues or problems with him, he didn't deserve that. So
Facts.
we will stay in pursuit of the truth.
Amen. Amen.
Do you fear Diddy and what he is capable of, even if he's in a prison cell?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I ain't Superman and shit. Excuse my French, but I'm thug life, outlaw, immortal. I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens. I got a lot. I don't. I try to stay in my lane. I try to stay respectful. Try to stay humble. But people they know me. People know me. They know what it is.
Mopreme, fascinating to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
You as well, Mr. Morgan. Much love to my people over there in England, London.
Well, very good accent, and I hope we get to the truth about what happened to your brother, because he's an absolute icon in music history, and what happened to him matters. It's a piece of history. So I hope that you, as a family, get the answers to the questions that you have been raising.
Amen.
Thank you. You and I as well. You and I as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You could have edited that part out. Come on, man. Anyway, let's see what the comments are saying. But yeah, man, you had to be careful with his words, because it's like, at the end of the day, when it comes down to things like this, you have to be careful with your words. You have to. Let's just see what the comments are saying. Piers, you outdid yourself with this interview. Much love to Mopreme for continuing to fight for justice. Oh yeah, this is what I'm going to mention as well. You see, he mentioned Southside Jamaica, Queens, New York, right? That's on the East Coast. So how can there be an East Coast versus West Coast when Tupac's stepbrother is from the East Coast? Do you get it? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Do you get it? Anyway, let's just keep it moving. All right, so Tupac's brother did empowered here. That's an experienced man who knows the game and knows not to incriminate him for Tupac's justice. Rest in peace, Tupac. We love you. So yeah, this was just to let you guys know, this was released 6 days ago. All right, okay, I don't even want to read. Okay, you can read that there. When his brother passed away, his path grew a lot of power. Very interesting and damning statement. I loved how he handled this interview. I pray him and his family get the answers and deserve the justice that served. Mopreme spoke like he was in an interrogation room and was not telling anything. I mean, what's the thing about this interview? You got to remember, it's just an interview, and he has to be careful with his words. You can't say, "Oh yeah, I believe Diddy did it." You can't say that, because one, that spoils the investigation, and then two, you have to look at the consequences of that. Like I said, that will spoil the investigation, because it's not just about Sean Combs. Do you get it? I mean, yeah, you could say, yeah, I have my suspicions that Diddy's involved. I have my suspicions that I got a hunch. We know what the rumors are, but we look, they're blatantly telling us in general, whoever's watching this, that we want the truth. We need the evidence. We need proof. That's it. That's as simple as it really is going to get. And even him answering the question in regards to, if Diddy confessed or Sean Combs confessed, would that be enough or whatever the case may be? You heard what he said. Do you know what I mean? Because yeah, it would be nice if he confessed, but we know he's not really going to confess. Well, we don't know, but it's not going to be enough. What really is going to be enough is that the evidence so damning that even if he doesn't want to confess, it's there. Just like he didn't want to confess to the situation with Cassie. But then when that video come out, because remember, he said he didn't do anything like that. And then when that video dropped, that video of him trying, like, apologizing dropped. That's what I'm trying to say. So if he can lie like that, what else is he lying about? What other truths is he holding back? That's the point. So it's not the case of him feeling like he's in an interrogation room. Relax yourself, bruv. Relax yourself. Anyway, now let's see the newest comments. I don't even know Tupac had a brother, yet alone stepbrother. You didn't know, wow. Anyway, you learn new things every day. Anyways, I like how he's careful about what he's saying and how he's successfully deflecting peers fishing for his opinion. Guy is street smart. He doesn't deny or confirm anything until he's sure, and that's the best way to go about it. Let the government do their jobs and leave Park's family alone. Peers, that is what the streets have said for years. We were all confused when Park got touched in New York. Mopreme said, they even said this, real respect, OG. Exactly, because anyway, Mopreme is he's not boring, he's not slow. Relax. Yeah, thumbs down the comment. And what? 40 minutes of Prince wanted Mopreme to say, yes, Diddy did it. That's what it seemed like. But anyway,